Hello everyone, I believe this is the 4th episode of my City Skylines series. We ended the last episode showing off the highway, so that's probably a fairly fitting place to start this time. As you can see, the traffic that was built up on the interstate in the last episode has returned. I checked the settings and they haven't changed, so there's something else going on now. As you can see, this line of cars goes all the way to the end of the map, where everyone's trying to use the left lane. A couple people are in the middle, and no one, not a single car, is taking that outside lane. Though it's not just the cars now. I noticed if you look over here, the trains are also getting backed up. There's a backup of trains too now. Let me make it daytime so it's a little easier to see. You can see there are trains, a big line of them now too, trying to get out. I'm not sure what's going on there or how to fix it. It's interesting that that's happening. This train interchange here was giving me a little bit of trouble. It was just a triangle, so I tried to make it into more like a trumpet interchange, and it seems I made it a little bigger to do that, and it seems to be working well. This interchange over here, you might notice, has been rebuilt. I made it into a proper stack interchange, though it is warped a little bit from being diagonal instead of perfectly straight. I think this really makes it obvious that there is a lot of cars taking this ramp in particular, and a lot of cars coming through here, though that's probably related to the backup of cars trying to get out. Through here is not used that much at all, to my surprise. It is a lot easier to tell where people are trying to go when your road is nice and neat. I've been seeing some strange holdups like right here and here on this partial cloverleaf, as well as some traffic in through this stretch. Even when there isn't this chaos, I've still seen it get backed up through here. And I think it's related to these merge sites being so close. I might rebuild the cloverleaf to see if I can move it this way some and get more space in here. You might notice that the train depot, train station has been moved this road. The train depot is now over here near my waste processing center. I've added either 1 or 2 new waste processing facilities over here since we last spoke. I don't particularly like this spot, but it's the best I could come up with. It has close proximity to existing rail infrastructure and the highway as well. It puts a lot of traffic through this interchange, and that's not great because it's slowed down the garbage trucks trying to get through here. I put in a roundabout, and that seems to have made it less bad, but it still gets backed up whenever a train comes in here. Though with the traffic jam that's going on over here for the trains, I don't get a train to the station very often. Let's see if there's any coming. Looks like there's one on its way. See, to try and make it easier for people to get in and out of this train station, I added a little underground metro station here. I do plan on expanding it, this line, but I haven't done it yet because I wanted to show you this that I thought was interesting. So this is let me pull up my transit map. So this mint color through here is my main subway that stops in pretty much every area. This one that is kind of like a brown or burnt orange is from the train station, and it leads over here to what's become kind of a touristy area. And I plan on expanding it out this way to the new developments I've worked on out there that I'll show off a little later in this episode. But if you look at the main line where most of my passengers are on, it is statistically not very good, it seems. Yeah, it's only car trips saved is only 59%, which is kind of poor. It's better than a lot of my bus routes, but not that great. This little short, I'm calling it train to tour branch, that goes from the train station to my new kind of tourist development. It has a car trip saved of 99 right now. I've seen this get as high as 100%, which I think is really interesting. That is a very successful route for some reason to get just from here to over here. Now, this area's changed a lot since you've seen it last. The stadium was over here, and I talked about getting rid of it entirely, but I just relocated it. I moved it down some, and I tried to squeeze in some parking around it in a way that looked nice, a way that looked natural. I put in some trees to fill the blank space. Must be a game soon. We got a crowd of people waiting. But this over here has kind of become a governmental area. I was purposefully trying to unlock as many of these governmental buildings as I could, and I placed them all around here. So you got the government offices, got the city hall, the oppression office, the tax office, the courthouse. I got a cinema in the mall, two kind of touristy things in here. I put in a park. There's a bunch of little pathways all around, a bunch of trees trying to make it look nice. This is a police station in here. I squeezed in some parking too, more little paths around. And here is our cable car that goes up to the college. It looks kind of lonely without any buildings around it. And it looks a lot more complete now with all this stuff in here. I set up a little walking tour for people to get around. And I decorated this area behind it with some short plants. I wanted to keep it short because I thought they'd be more realistic than having big trees in there. So you can tell that this is a lot smaller landscaping than the surrounding areas, which I think looks quite nice. I put the city arch over here by this road. There's a lot of through traffic going through here, and I tried to stop that by making this road mostly one way. Right here it starts to be one way to prevent people from going through this area because the traffic was getting pretty bad as people would cut through there. Now you might remember that I had this thing over there. I relocated it to the farm in this neighborhood. Gave it this little parking lot. And there's also a walking trail leading to and from it. It goes over here, connects with the farm again, connects with this road to the neighborhood. It continues all the way over here where there's a path that goes to the neighborhood that it intersects with, and another path over here. Tried to make a nice little trail through here. Now, in case you've never played City Skylines, these parking lots are not part of the base game, and they are an asset that I've downloaded. They're not necessary. You don't need them. I just use them because it adds a little bit of realism, a little more realism to the game. So this has been a pretty busy traffic-wise area over here. You can see cars getting held up right here now. This was just like a 2-lane country road here that I turned into a proper interstate standard thing going on. This interchange isn't the best looking, but this is as good as I think I can possibly make it. It didn't want to look like this, and it looked really terrible when I first placed it down, but with the power of Move It Mod, reality can be whatever I want. So I convinced it to look like this. Or we got these 3 highway exits through here now, which have it's still busy, but it's flowing pretty well. There are a couple places that get a little held up. Actually, since the roundabout is 2 lanes, I could probably make this 2 lanes, and that might help it a little bit. It could flow better if I do that. Let's see if this clears it up. Make sure our markings stayed, yeah. So everyone's just taking that 1 lane. Okay. Except for that guy. Oh, end of an academic year. Yeah, this area here has been particularly troublesome. I forget what this was before, but I know for certain it did not look like this. This road was connected in here. I think this was a big roundabout that this road, that road, the country road, this road, and the interstate all dumped into. So now that I've made the country road into interstate standards, that is completely straight, pretty much straight through. And the other road is now going over top. Kind of like a Dimond interchange, but like with a roundabout over it as well. The diverging diamond I made over here that I used the bridges to avoid traffic lights is flowing pretty well. I might have to use this in more places. Yeah, I could even optimize it by moving this to that side and flipping these 2 roads. It's not working as efficiently as I could have it. Though this particular stretch here has always been very busy. I'm not sure what to do about it. I tried adding alternative ways in and out, but they really seem to prefer this. I guess they're just trying to go this way, and that's probably why. But I've extended the highway this direction, and there's now a tunnel that goes under this mountain over here to some of my new developments. Continues over to some boat stuff and up the hill. I have this big interchange here, and then it comes back around, and this is where the country road had started. I added some roundabouts where the interchanges meet up with this sort of main road. Call it an arterial. I don't like the look of people parking here, so let's get rid of that. Okay. So the this bridge over here, and there's another one, I believe, over here. They've been pretty successful of getting people around. So when I was doing new developments, I tried to incorporate pathways into it. So over here, I was trying to avoid separating the neighborhood with a highway. by having the neighborhood, park, and employment all together inside the circle. And it didn't work out as well as I thought it would. Over here, these neighborhoods, they are kind of separated, but I've put in pathways to bring them together. There's a path from this one to this one. And get between those two. Path to go under this interchange over to here. You can cross over to here. This path splits and comes back together. Paths there. Personally, I wouldn't want to walk here because I imagine the highway would be pretty loud. But there's a decent number of people using it. Especially this one. This one is probably the busiest stretch right here. It's also completely tree free. There's no trees, so I imagine the summer heat, it'd be pretty hot walking through here. Let's see if I can give them a tree. Oh. Ooh. Uh-oh. Please don't crash. Okay, we survived another hiccup. Let's give them a tree. There you go. I think they probably deserve more than just one. Alright, that should make it a little nicer for them. So this interchange over here, despite being new and not serving very many houses, is already starting to get a little busy. So that's why I was thinking I would expand my the train to, I'm calling this area kind of touristy, though it's really mostly governmental stuff, is what the buildings are. It does attract tourists. So you can see all this, the purple is indicating where tourists want to go. And this area is what has the most purple, the biggest concentration in my city. Let's check and see where these people are trying to go. A lot of them are going into this neighborhood, some up the hill, and a lot of them are getting on the interstate, and it looks like either going to this neighborhood or a lot just leaving the city. Can't do much about leaving the city, but I can definitely help people get from here to there. So let's put in a metro station, an underground one. The best spot for it would probably be somewhere near the trail. Let's take out these buildings here. This is what I think would be the best spot for the subway. Let's move this boulder out of the way. Get that out of there. We don't need any obstacles. Don't want somebody to hurt themselves on it. Find some nice trees to put around it. Some flowers too. There's a little hole here that I want to fill in with some plants. There. And then let's put another station in this neighborhood. I was trying something new. I built this roundabout here, and I expanded out from it and put in some neighborhoods, or built a neighborhood around it. I made sure not to make the mistake of having commercial right against residential. I made sure to put office between. I've done that in every area I've built, where I've got some commercial, some offices, and some residential with the office between the residential. In all of these areas, that's what I've done. They are a mix of zoning. In the older areas, I had big, huge areas of a specific type, and I've tried to put little areas of each zone together. This roundabout got really backed up at first and was barely moving, but then I added these two bridges here, and they made it significantly better. Like it's working very well now. I also added this little exit from this bridge and used an asymmetrical road, so that way there's a lane specifically for turning left. So if this ever got busy, people going straight wouldn't be held up, or they shouldn't be. So the best spot for it would probably be somewhere back here, but I know the stations can be a little noisy, so don't want to have it near residential. Let's take a look at where these people are going again and see which part of this neighborhood they're going to. Looks like most of them are staying in sort of this half here and avoiding this part. I added this little road here because for some reason this one little stem off the roundabout was getting super busy. I don't know what that was about. I wonder if I move this over, if I can fit it in here. Or maybe I won't need to move it at all. Let's try. Just see if it'll fit. Yeah, that fits in there. That's probably the best spot we're gonna get for that. Let's go underground and build over there. I think, yeah, this one right here is the one that goes to the train. I don't like that there's this little underground intersection here. I need to expand out this way. I'm getting lost in my own city. I could put another station in here, but I think I want to keep the station count as low as I can. I hear that like 2 stations per map cell is the best you can do for efficiency, and that if you do any more than that, you're going to be losing money on your subway. So if you look at budget, the subway is it's currently the one that's losing me the least money. Though it has been profitable at times. It didn't start losing money until I built the little section between the train and the touristy area. This is what I was talking about right here. The traffic coming from the train backing up my waste processing area. The game is trying to save right now, so it's gonna be a little slow. Yeah, packing. This is the worst part. Or yeah. All right, there it goes again. So let's get that line extended now. I think it's easiest to take whatever the end of the line is and grab it and move it to the new end of the line. And then you can go back through and add stops. That's interesting. Why does it say no road access? That's not right. Okay. I guess that's only going to be accessible in one direction then. Yeah, wait. Did I just make a new line? Yeah, that's not right. Go away. Let's close all this stuff and try this again. Alright, we got our 2 stops back there. Let's try again to put another stop in there. Okay. It's all good now. We've got those neighborhoods connected. Hey folks, Editing Mason here. Sorry if this feels a little bit abrupt, but right here is where we're going to have to end the video. When I was recording, I didn't realize how much I had to say, and ended up recording for a whole 2 hours. I've been able to edit that down to about 1 hour, but that's still just way too long for a video. So this one's going to have to be split in half. Part 4.5 will be coming in approximately 3 months from now. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen today, and thank you for watching.